Welcome to Speak for Yourself. Marcellus Wiley with Emmanuel Acho. Go ahead, talk to the people.
Here's what it is, bro. A rising tide floats all boats. Okay. A rising tide floats all boats. And I'm glad to see our producers are fresh today. They off camera. Y'all can't tell.
Yeah.
My dog, Big Bro Sale, is fresh today. Everybody fresh. It's a whole show thing.
You ready for that?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
And I got my Cowboys colors on.
Oh, now you're going to apologize. Let's get it started in Dallas with his self-hating self. And the Cowboys had a tough test against the Panthers' top-rated defense, but they answered the challenge. Dak Prescott threw 4 touchdown passes. Ezekiel Elliott added another touchdown. Plus his first game over 100 yards this season. Zeke is watching the show. Dallas has now won 3 games in a row after losing their opener to Tom Brady's Bucs. Acho, are the Cowboys legit Super Bowl contenders?
Yes, sir, they are.
America, he has finally arrived.
Calm down. Here's what we not gonna do, because this is what y'all try to do, this is what you try to do, Sal. And it hurts my heart, man. I cried this weekend. I did. I'll be honest with y'all.
Really?
I cried this weekend because you all come at me with all this hate, thinking that I hate the Cowboys. I don't.
What you call it?
I call a spade a spade. When the Cowboys are good, I call them good. When they're great, I call them great. When they're overhyped, I call them overhyped. Today, the Cowboys are Super Bowl contenders.
Yes.
They are Super Bowl contenders,
yes.
not in full
yes.
because of what the Cowboys have done, but I watch the entirety of the league, Marcellus.
Oh, you watch every game, every second. You that guy.
Bro,
you're the one.
Real talk,
I
turn on Sunday Ticket and I watch all 8 of them on my TV.
That means you ain't paying attention to one.
And then I pull out my iPad and I pull out 2 and I put volume on this one. And then I pull out my MacBook and then I pull out my MacBook. I watch another game on that one. So I'm sitting there watching all of them, unlike you.
Jack of all trades, king of none. King of none.
Okay, but what about the queen?
You always got to bring it to
Anyway, Cowboys are Super Bowl contenders, but they're Super Bowl contenders because nobody else is unbeatable in the NFC.
Now we're talking.
I thought the Rams were unbeatable in the NFC. They are not. They just took an L, and it was a violent L. I know the Cardinals can be beaten because I've watched all of the Cardinals games. Some of my closest friends play on the Cardinals, so I watch them closely.
Okay.
We know the Bucs can be beaten. They almost lost last night. We saw them lose to the Rams. Packers, they can clearly be beaten. Everybody can be beat. Thus, the Cowboys are Super Bowl contenders because I don't look at anybody else and say, oh, y'all can't get God on any given Sunday. So early on in my first lap, I'm going to tell you that they're Super Bowl contenders. In my second lap, I'm going to tell you where they fall and why they fall amongst the contenders.
Okay, we're agreeing. We're agreeing right now, in agreement. Cowboys are legit Super Bowl contenders. I want to come out here with some sauce, some sizzle, but I don't want to do that because you did that. Because I've always kept the substance and the reality about the Dallas Cowboys in terms of being Super Bowl contenders. You've been the one fluffing this one. You've been the one emotional about this. You've been the one that's been dealing with all the hate backlash because I don't know why you couldn't see this coming. There's projections out there. If we're going to really do our job, we can't just stay in the moment. I think people tune in. People pay us. We get handsome paychecks in parts because we have to project. We have to be the weatherman. Like, we ain't God. We ain't Mother Nature. You ain't sitting here dictating what's going to happen in terms of the weather, but we need to forecast a little better. Basically, you need to do your job a little better, like me over here, because I've been telling you this team is legit. Why? Simple formula. Let's bore the viewers out there. If you can run the ball, stop the run, and take the ball away from somebody else,
we're going to be all right.
We're going to be all right. This team is going to be all right. They run the ball. You know, right now, the Dallas Cowboys have the second best rushing offense, and they're starting their second best running back. Oh, shout out to Zeke. You like that? Dallas is 6th ranked rush defense and 1st in turnover margin. Those rankings alone will put you in contention of every single game and ultimately a Super Bowl championship. I'm looking at the Dallas Cowboys simply like this. Not only how good they are, but there are some issues with every other team outside of Arizona in the NFC. You look at the Dallas Cowboys, they already own their division. Yes. Mentally, they're already like, we're going to win this division. Dak Prescott doesn't lose in this division. They're going to win this division. Then you start to look around. You start to say, NFC North. Okay, Green Bay, y'all got a hell of a schedule, but I give you that, Green Bay. Y'all going to do something. NFC South, wait a minute. We just went toe-to-toe with Tampa Bay. We just beat Carolina. We're not fazed by that division as well. Then you get to the NFC West, and you're like, ooh, there's some boys over there. You got to respect them. However, They got a lot of friendly fire that's about to happen. Going on the course all the way through this regular season, they're going to have to go at it. And we'll see who stands the tallest after that. Yeah, I look like it's going to be the Arizona Cardinals, but the problem is they're going to take some lumps in the process. So, yeah, if you add it all up, man, legit Super Bowl contenders. You've arrived. It's the Cowboys.
So here's my issue, y'all. And Cowboys fans, I don't know if this is going to perturb y'all, disturb y'all, bother y'all, but it has to be said. They are Super Bowl contenders. I have issue with that word legit.
Why?
Because, Sel, when you talk about legit, are you legit about to be in the Super Bowl? Or are you a contender just because nobody else is all that good? Let me break down what I mean if I can go to the...
Oh, you're going to the board?
Yeah, we're going to the board.
Oh, that's when you usually apologize.
The only reason I'm going to the board, Sel, is because your boy fresh today. And
you want to show
fresh, you know I got to show the whole suit. I got to show the whole fit when I'm fresh. Now, the Cowboys are Super Bowl contenders. I get all that.
Yeah.
Legit, I'm not convinced. I see them being the fifth best team in the NFC. That means they're contenders. How do I look at it? We know the Cardinals are number one. Let's just take a look. We got my Cardinals at the number one spot. Outside of my Cardinals being at the number one spot, then I see the Rams are the second best team. The Packers, the Bucs, and then you got them Cowboys. So they should be in contention. But now let's really break things down. Let's look at the Cowboys' next level of position play, and let's see how they really fit, how they stack amongst the rest of the NFC. Because as the top skill positions, receivers, tight ends, running backs. I think the Cowboys have the second best skill positions amongst the five best teams in the NFC. Bucs, we know they legit. Cowboys after that, then the Cardinals, then the Packers, and then the Rams. Okay, let's keep it moving. Can we talk quarterbacks? I think the Cowboys have the fourth best quarterback in the NFC. It's undeniable Kyler Murray is balling right now. It's undeniable Aaron Rodgers is just always balling. I get it. Matthew Stafford had a bad game yesterday, but he still has 11 touchdowns, 2 picks on the season. Then I have Dak Prescott, who is continuing to ascend. We'll talk more about that later in the show. And then Tom Brady. But lastly, and maybe most importantly, how are coaches coaching as it stands right now? Don't tell me about what you've done years and decades and eons ago. I think the Cowboys have the fourth best coach. I like Bruce Arians. I like McVay. I like LaFleur. Then I like McCarthy. And lastly, Cliff Kingsbury hasn't proven it to me yet. So, Sel, the Cowboys are Super Bowl contenders because they're amongst the top five. But when you talk to me about legit, I think Mike McCarthy might hold them back. And when push comes to shove, Dak is going to have to be a top 2 quarterback in the NFC for them to be super legit contenders. But they are top 5 right now, and I don't even know if this is necessarily something we need to argue about. But they pay you to argue, so I'm sure you...
Oh, no, they don't pay me to argue. They pay me to break it down.
Then break it down, Sal.
I'm about to break it down till it's broke, okay? That's how I break it down. I don't get up here with all that fluff, dog. What's up, homie? I get up here and tell you the truth. They are legit Super Bowl contenders. Why? There's 2 ways to look at this. The path to getting there and who you're going to face. We're not going to talk about the people they're going to face because the AFC right now, up in the air. Who's the best team in the AFC right now?
I'm going Chiefs still, personally.
Really?
Yeah.
They lose 1 game in a row? Oh, 2 games in a row? Oh, they won last week against the Eagles. Now all of a sudden you say the Chiefs.
I've always said
did they beat the Ravens? We'll talk. All right, anyway. Let's talk about the path to getting to the Super Bowl. Who's in the way? Who's in the way? Just name a team. Go ahead.
49ers.
And quarterback controversy, lost 2 in a row. Let's talk about the 49ers. Go ahead.
Rams.
And Rams are 3-1, 27th ranked defense right up. Certainly not what they were last year. Third down defense, 29th in the league. That ain't going to get it. Keep going. Bucs? If y'all going toe-to-toe with Mac Jones, who? Mac Jones, that's a problem right there. Secondary struggling with injuries. I mean, seriously. This is another level in terms of injuries. Pass defense, ranked last. Bucs, rushing offense, third to last. Keep talking. Another team?
Cardinals.
I like the Cardinals. That's the one. Except they haven't been to the playoffs since 2015. I don't know what they're going to do with the lights on. Now, people can say that about the Dallas Cowboys, but we know what the Dallas Cowboys do when the lights come on. They run away. They at least have a reaction. The Cardinals, we don't know what they're going to do when they get in that situation. Anymore? They don't want to say the Panthers, huh? You would have said the Panthers before yesterday.
No, don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
What? Go ahead.
I said this. The Panthers were pretenders.
Okay.
If you beat a pretender, that doesn't make you a contender.
All right, so they're off the list.
The Panthers were pretenders before this game started.
Why didn't you say the Packers? You don't want to go there?
We can go there, but I think the Packers right now are, if the Packers play the Cowboys, Packers going to win.
My point. So you're a legit Super Bowl contender if the only one you could say with your chest,
I feel
or the Cardinals.
I feel
Dak ain't got to do jack. Whatever they are right now is enough based on what they are, but more importantly, what the other teams are not. That's what I'm looking at when I look at this Dallas Cowboys team. And I also love the fact that the Dallas Cowboys are ready-made for this moment. Now, they didn't come fully ready-made for this moment. What happened? Adversity. But they stayed the course. We always talk about some of the most important attributes in this world. And I think perseverance is the one. Like, I coach my son's little baseball team. I'm not the head coach. I'm not the assistant coach. I'm just the involved parent coach. You know who that guy is, right? The one that irritates your parents.
Doing too much.
Doing too much. I'm that Mr. Doing too much. But your parents also feel guilty because they ain't doing jack. And I'm the one out the stands on the field. Lost my voice a little bit this weekend just because of that. Here's the thing I noticed. I was uber talented as a youngster. Like, the game came to me, and I'm sure it came to you because you went to UT. Like, some of us, you just go out there and be like, who's number 6? Good Lord, number 6. Oh, that's Emmanuel Acho. He gonna be something. But what we don't see are the other guys out there who are still talented, but not uber talented. But what happens? They work. What happens? They persevere. What happened to this Dallas Cowboys team? As talented as it was, they worked. They started to put it together. They stayed the course. And now you got a mad Ezekiel Elliott running the football. Now you got a Dallas Cowboys quarterback and Dak Prescott not only got his money, but is so invested. His day-to-day operation must be picture perfect because look how he's playing. You got a defense that's so perturbed that now they go out there and they play with just energy. Young Bucs who don't even know when Dallas was great back in yesteryear. That's what's adding up right now. And you got a Super Bowl winning head coach who's directing the course, who you still don't want to give props to, but that matters. Add it all up, big dog. They persevered. Now they're here.
The Cowboys are contenders because of what you said, not necessarily what the Cowboys did, because the Cowboys beat the Panthers. But we can't all sit here and rave about them beating a Panthers team.
3-1.
Yes, but we can't sit here and rave about their Panthers victory alone to say the Cowboys are contenders. We need context. We need context because beating a Panthers team that had beat Davis Mills in his first start, Zach Wilson in his first start, and Jameis Winston in his second start in 20 months, that's not enough for me to know the Cowboys are legit. I got to dive deeper. Why are the Cowboys legit? Because everybody is beatable around them. That's what's making them legit.
Isn't that every year, though?
Nah, because 2 years ago, I'm looking at the Chiefs, and I'm like, can't nobody. I don't care how good you are, Baltimore Ravens. The Chiefs are still that good. Last year, Bills, Josh Allen. I don't care how good you are. The Chiefs are still that much better than you. Even Josh Allen, when you playing MVP caliber, it's just some dogs that you can't touch them right now. Usain Bolt when he running his 9.5s. Tyson Gay, I love you. Asafa Powell, I love you. But Usain is on another level.
So who's untouchable right now?
Nobody.
Agreed.
Agreed. There's where I'm at. But let's go even further. The Cowboys have a Super Bowl roster with a wild card head coach.
Don't do that.
That's where I'm at with this. Cowboys, I give their players all their credit. Trayvon Diggs, give him his credit. Zeke, he balling right now, give him his credit. Zach Martin, Tyron Smith, Connor Williams, even give them all their credit. Got a Super Bowl roster with a wild card head coach. Mike McCarthy has 3 consecutive losing seasons. He's made questionable decisions this year, questionable decisions last year. Mike McCarthy's only won 2 playoff games since he won the Super Bowl, 2 non-wild card playoff games, and they were both against the Cowboys. So as I look at it, I love the Cowboys roster, but do they have the head coach? I am still concerned. That's where I am. It's week 4 into the season. Cowboys, y'all look great. But the thing I'm looking at isn't even Dak. It's not Zeke. It's not Amari. It's not CD. It's the dude on the sideline with the headset. That's the only thing that concerns me.
You know what? What you just said, the last 1 minute and 23 seconds concerns me because this is a life issue. God dog. Okay, you named a bunch of players. I don't even want to get into their names, but let's just use Zeke as an example. He's balling, right? Oh, God. Is Zeke a Super Bowl winner? No, sir. But let's give the non-Super Bowl winners, their entire list, none of those guys have ever won a Super Bowl. Let's give them credit. But then the one guy who actually has won a Super Bowl as a head coach, let's not give him credit. Let's give him wild card status. You know what's so funny about that? Because I've had a couple of arguments that took time away from MJ and Araya and Olivia Morocco before. When people, this little JC kid, and I ain't judging JCs, but I'm judging JCs, damn it. You got off course somehow, some way you end up in the JC. Either you're broke or you wasn't as smart as you thought you were. One of the two happened. That's how you got to a JC. Stop lying to yourself. There's the mirror. His name is Marcellus. Here we go. This JC dude come up to me because he genius, because he now going to a 4-year after 2 years, and he gonna come up to me and you would give him genius status, right? You would give him smart status. You would give him, oh my God, look at this guy's intelligence. Meanwhile, I would come to you with a Columbia degree, and you would look at me and say, you're a wild card, because how we know you're as smart as the school you went to? And I would get questioned like a Mike McCarthy, who actually has the accomplishments, who actually has the certificate, who actually stayed the course and just said, look, dog, don't be mad at me because I did it. But we are going to now anoint people who can do it versus those who have done it. This team, let's be real, under Jason Garrett, under Wade Phillips, under all the coaches you want to name, somehow, some way, didn't really tickle your fancy as much as they are right now. 13-3 year, we were thinking that as well. Here's the point. This team still hasn't made it yet. This team is a legit contender, but they haven't come over the hump yet. But if they get over the hump, I hope Acho will give credit to who's already been over that hump, Mike McCarthy.
I will when the time comes, but here's my thing, Sel.
What?
A degree is not a sign of intelligence.
Yes, it is.
A degree is a sign of dedication, and let's not get it twisted.
I don't know. Did you get into Columbia? It's a sign of something.
It's a sign
You ain't getting in if you ain't smart.
I know a lot of smart people who don't got degrees, and I know a lot of degree-having people who ain't got intelligence.
But they went
it
to
is a
JCs.
sign of commitment.
Not at Columbia.
In the same breath,
what?
A Super Bowl isn't a sign of current ability, it's a sign of historical accomplishment. If you want to laud Mike McCarthy for historical accomplishment, bet. But that has nothing to do with his current ability.
Why?
I'm only giving the one cause for pause. That's all I'm giving Cowboys.
Why is that a
There's
cause
one.
for pause? Someone who knows the course. You just moved here a year ago. I remember when you first moved here. Hey, Sal, what's up with Runyon? I was like, he already hunting. I thought you were trying to come out here and get a workout in and try to be a part of the community. You go to Runyon, you know what it is. Your eyes get the most workout. What is? So I'm like, all right, I know what Acho want to do. Equinox. I know the whole lane. I got you. If you really wanted to get the grind on, you would have worked out with me. My point. Here's the thing. When you wanted to know something that you were just going to venture into, something for the first time, like these Cowboys trying to get a Super Bowl championship for the first time, wouldn't you use the expertise, lean on the experience of, call him a great coach or not, he's at least been there. Why you don't respect that? That is as simple as it gets. If these Cowboys come together and finally culminate into a Super Bowl championship, you got to start where it started all the way. Mike McCarthy as the head coach. Coming up, the Browns won, but Baker Mayfield says he needs to play better. That's obvious. We'll tell you if he's losing money this season. But first, all eyes were on the Brady-Belichick reunion last night. And that little hug right there. We'll give you our biggest takeaway from the quarterback's win over his former head coach next on For Yourself.
Let's go to Foxborough, where there was a pretty big reunion last night. Tom Brady led his Bucs to a go-ahead field goal late in the game. The Patriots had a chance to take the lead back, but the kick hit the upright. Now, after Tampa's win, Brady and his former coach, Bill Belichick, had a very quick, emphasis on quick. But reports say Belichick organized a private meeting between the two, and they talked for about 20 minutes post-game. So, Sal.
That's love. Good.
So what's your biggest takeaway from Tom Brady's win over Bill Belichick?
Good. I'm glad you said that last part, because that hug was quickie. Belichick giving them out fast, boy. My biggest takeaway, and there's a list, and I know in us, we're going to go and get layered on this. Belichick is truly a genius, man. And I know I say that all the time, and you look at me and you kind of scoff at it because this is not even in jest. You're young. You were born in 1990. I knew who Bill Belichick was in 1990, and I saw the slow build. Do you know what the K-gun offense was? Buffalo Bills. You've heard Buffalo Bills 4 straight Super Bowl losses, correct? They had an offense that was next to none, second to none, insane in terms of their offensive production. And then they met this guy by the name of Bill Belichick in the Super Bowl. And Bill Belichick was a difference maker. Everyone used to talk about Bill Belichick, who would just draw up a defense you'd never seen before and run it to perfection. So I've seen the slow build of Bill Belichick, probably more so than you. Now, what I saw yesterday was that genius at play, having the chess match for the ages with his young prodigy, his greatest accomplishment, Tom Brady. And Tom Brady was playing chess back with the guy who taught him how to play chess. It was insane. Even announcing the game, Chris Collinsworth had to stop down a couple of times and be like, Do y'all know what y'all watching right here? I saw defenses that I played defense my entire career. I raised my hand and said, I've never seen that before. I don't know what flow pattern is this. The linebacker, Belichick ran a 3-6-3 one time in umbrella, but the linebackers are really DBs, and then guys went cross center face cuff. I was like, huh? And Brady had to deal with this. Now, how did he deal with this? That wasn't Tom Brady out there. What we saw, he made a machine look like a man. And that's hard to do when you're talking about the GOAT. I got a full screen right here to illustrate what I'm talking about, because I'm not just talking out the side of my mouth. Look at these numbers in terms of production when it comes to Tom Brady. We call this HC1, because y'all always want to talk about QB1. Let's talk about HC1, Bill Belichick. Tom Brady versus the Patriots. Oh, my God. Worse? Tom Brady, the GOAT. Tom Brady passing yards. Worse, the GOAT. Tom Brady yards per attempt. Worse, the GOAT. Touchdowns. The GOAT. Passer rate. The GOAT. Take that off. No, that's not Justin Fields from a week ago. That's Tom Brady, the GOAT, brother. All I'm saying is, man, y'all got to give this man his flowers. I understand we always want to divide it because we want to say, who made the Patriot way? Was it Belichick or Brady? Last night showed you what was happening. Bill Belichick designed something that he taught Tom Brady to take to Tampa Bay. But boy, Bill Belichick's a genius.
I agree. My biggest takeaway was we witnessed history last night. And let's never for a moment take that for granted. We forget oftentimes, even now, we're living through history. Hopefully one day our kids or our kids' kids will tell us, wait, y'all have to wear masks? Once upon a time, or hopefully worst case scenario, we might hear, wait, y'all used to not have to wear masks once upon a time?
Yeah.
Either way, we're living through history. And last night we witnessed history. Here is the biggest takeaway that you should take, that I should take, that Marcellus I agree with. We witnessed the two greatest ever doing what they do great. We witnessed Bill Belichick, who to me is the greatest defensive mind ever. Even more so than he is a great head coach, he is a great defensive mind. Why do I say this? We all know 8 of the 9 Super Bowl appearances, Bill Belichick, they had top 10 scoring defenses. 5 of those wins, they had top 5 Super Bowl scoring defenses. So we know that Bill Belichick is an incredible defensive mind. But beyond all that, Tom Brady's a great winner. And what did we see yesterday? Sell your full screen, it explained it perfectly. Tom Brady, only second time he's had no passing touchdowns. Tom Brady, worst completion percentage since he's been in Tampa. So we're talking about 20 games right there. Tom Brady, 70 passer rating. That's his 3rd worst since he's been in Tampa. So Bill Belichick showed that he is a brilliant defensive mind. But Tom Brady, even in the midst of all that, he still won. And Tom Brady is the greatest winner the game of football has ever seen. He might not be the most talented quarterback. He might not be the most athletic quarterback. He might not have the best arm, but he is the greatest winner. And what happened last night? Tom Brady won. Bill Belichick, a great defensive mind. He stifled Tom Brady in ways Tom Brady has not been stifled since he got to Tampa Bay.
Insane.
So Bill Belichick did what he has done best. He did it best last night. And Tom Brady did what he will forever be known for. He did that last night. So my huge takeaway is we saw the two best at what they do that best.
Yeah, but you got to understand that Belichick did it even better than Brady, even though Brady won the game. This was so crazy. This is why I don't fully respect Super Bowl champions. But I fully respect all Hall of Famers, and I fully respect anybody who goes out there and individually does their job to the highest level, which the Hall of Fame celebrates. You know why? Because you could get lost in the sauce. Tom Brady had his worst performance, but he wins, and we forget about how he performed. Same thing happened last year if you look at his postseason run. Tom Brady was declining those postseason games. Tom Brady was riding the defense. There's no shot at Tom Brady. Tom Brady was throwing for 55% winning games. Tom Brady threw for 201 yards, 3 touchdowns in the Super Bowl, 201 yards, won the game. Tom Brady, his first 5 games in New England in the playoffs, had a 58 completion percentage, a 70 passer rating, was a Super Bowl champion. Tom Brady has always benefited by, at times, subpar performances, but winning accomplishments. That's a problem for me. This is another problem I have. I felt the slight that you took at Bill Belichick. Please tell me you didn't intend this. Just tell me that you got kind of caught up between your notes. You said he's the greatest defensive mind ever, but not the greatest head coach. Did you mean that? Did you really mean that?
I meant that in the same manner in which we say Tom Brady's the greatest winner ever, but he might not be the greatest quarterback.
Okay.
In the same exact parallel and analogy, I mean, that someone might say that.
Yeah.
Bill Belichick, to me, is a greater defensive mind even than he is a head coach.
So he's not the greatest head coach to you?
I haven't done enough due diligence, but I'm not.
Really?
I don't have the conviction in my heart to say, because here's what I know.
Yeah, I'm listening.
Without Tom Brady, I don't think Bill Belichick has all those Super Bowls, but his defense is still stout. But his defense is still stout.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying Bill Belichick is the greatest defensive mind because he didn't need Tom Brady for that. Without Tom Brady, you saw just how good Bill Belichick is on defense. But I don't think Bill Belichick wins.
Okay.
Whereas with Tom Brady, that is what makes Bill Belichick the greatest head coach.
Isn't this beautiful that you can't separate like the heads and the tails of this coin? Like we always flip it and we can say, oh, it's heads, it's tails. Try and pull them apart. You can't pull Belichick and Brady apart, man. It's the value of them together. And so everything you said, flip it. Well, what would Brady have done without Belichick? That's the point. Now, people will lend themselves to say, okay, you got Belichick, give him Aaron Rodgers. Okay, you got Brady, give him who's the next greatest head coach? Who was that? Mike Tomlin? Brady and Tomlin, is that getting closer to 6 than Belichick and Aaron Rodgers? That's kind of the conversation I love to have. I don't like the outfield conversations or the annex field conversations. I don't know how you play Pop Warner football, but we used to play Pop Warner football on the main field, then take the pads off and play another game with all the little homies on the side field, right? And I grew up with that mentality. Like, dog, the side field is cool. Because then you go in the real game, I had 4 touchdowns. Go on the side field, I'm kind of tired. I want some chili cheese Fritos. Not really all invested in that. And then all of a sudden, somebody else is balling out of control with no pads on. That ain't real. I don't want to have a side field conversation. Greatest defensive mind. Belichick's the greatest head coach. I digress. Last night, my other takeaway was Belichick, without any running game. You know how many rushing yards they had last night, net rushing yards? -1. That means, that's the game right there. They went backwards 1 yard and still were a 56-yard field goal and a baby monsoon away from winning that game. Belichick's a mug, man. I want to curse. Belichick is a mug, bruh.
Here's the thing, though, Sel. How come all the opponents of Tom Brady always end up with that same sentiment you just had? Man, we were so close. There was just this little, almost like it's always a coincidence. Think back, Cowboys fans. You don't have to think very long.
Yes.
But we won that game. If not for them, all them missed field goals. How come whenever you face Tom Brady, it's always, man, that don't really count? No. It's no longer coincidence. For whatever reason,
Facts.
Tom Brady's not making the mistake you're making. Tom Brady's team isn't making the mistake your team is making. Because, again, Saints in the playoffs, they could have been like, man, if not for, Drew Brees having his worst historical playoff game ever. Packers fans, I'm sure right after that, man, if not for King or our cornerback number 20 out there getting beat deep right before half, everybody has an excuse. Even Chiefs fans. Man, we were missing our 2 starting left tackles at the beginning of the season. But Tom Brady never has excuses. He just has rings and wins. So I feel you, in theory, the kick in the middle of the monsoon. But here's the story. Let's be real. Had he made the kick and the Patriots gone up, Tom Brady would have let his team down and scored.
Oh, you already know.
Won again.
Aaron Rodgers versus the San Francisco 49ers.
At the end of the day, all Tom Brady does is win. So it's just funny that because we do it. We're like, man, we were so close. But Tom Brady's like, yes, that's cute, but you were never actually going to win.
See, I don't believe that part. See, this is what you do. You will start way over here, and you know that ain't going to get me going, right? Then you'll say something that I actually agree with. You'll pull at my heartstring. You'll say MJ. So if you say MJ, you got my heart. You know that. And then once you got me, you take me right back over there again. Bruh, we're going to stop that in this show. We're going to reproduce this show. Here's the problem with what you're saying right now. Tom Brady was playing against his former team. He's going against his former head coach. Come on, bruh. We've been in those kind of games, those reunion games, right? What do you want to do? 2 things. Show up and show out. I mean, you want to go for 500 yards, 19 touchdowns, et cetera, et cetera. Do you want to put up worse? This lets me know who really won the Belichick versus Brady last night. Not the Patriots versus Bucs. Get it again. Belichick versus Brady. You know why Belichick already arranged to have a 20-minute meeting post-game with him? Because he already knew the outcome. He said, y'all might beat us because we sorry. But guess what? You ain't going to beat me. And that's why I'm going to sit down and see you go through this. I'll give you an example. And this is not the same magnitude, but I got to personalize it. I played against the Buffalo Bills after I went to San Diego. Mm-hmm. And when we played them, we had a pregame riot. It was real. Cats were beefing. We were going at it. First series of the game, 2 sacks, 1 tackle for loss. I balled out that game. You know why? Had to show up. Had to show out. Did we win the game? I ain't gonna lie. I don't even remember. But the point is, I had to show up and show out. You think Tom Brady, here's Marcellus. Shoo, Tom Brady way up there. He's still going. You think that guy up there with that ego and those accomplishments didn't want to show up and show out? But he didn't, because he lost that individual matchup.
He did want to show up and show out. You are correct. But I know this much, and this is all I'm going to say in my conclusion, is Tom Brady would have rather won the game and had his worst statistical performances of the season than lost the game and have his best statistical performances of the season. Why do I know that? Because post-game, Tom Brady took a slight at himself. He said, I want to thank all of my receivers. Y'all know I can't catch. How many times have y'all seen that play against the Eagles?
Yeah, that's
because against the Eagles, Tom Brady set an NFL record in the Super Bowl for passing yards, but lost the game. I don't think Tom Brady cares about throwing for that 500 he did against the Eagles. He cares about that loss. So Tom Brady, yes, he would have liked to throw for 500 and won last night, but I think he ultimately knows he won because on a scoreboard.
Interesting. You can say anything at the podium nowadays. So you would take us having the best ratings in history, but your worst shows all the time. You would take that.
Yeah, because I'm going to get paid.
You sure? All right. Some other shows, they like to change people out when they see that happening. All right, speaking of this game, Terry Bradshaw's $100,000 jackpot has been won. Jonathan from Rhode Island is taking home the cash after the Patriots' last-minute field goal hit the upright and the Bucs won by 2. I said Bucs, not Brady. If you missed out on the fun yesterday, don't worry. This week's contest is already live. Scan the QR code, download the app, and predict the outcomes of 6 NFL games for your shot to win Terry's money. It's completely free to play. Coming up, Dak Prescott's Cowboys are rolling right now. Tell you if our opinion of Dallas's quarterback has changed. Next on Speak for Yourself. This week, Thursday Night Football comes to Fox as Matthew Stafford and the Rams take on Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. Thursday, 7:30 Eastern, Fox, NFL Network, and streaming on Prime Video. Let's head back to Dallas and talk Dak Prescott. He was facing the league's top defense, but he threw 4 touchdown passes against the Panthers and helped the Cowboys win their 3rd straight game. Peter King wrote, quote, Dak has never played better. Ain't lying, Peter. Joined now by Fox NFL analyst Bucky Brooks is in the building. He right here. The man right here. All right, Acho, let's start with you. Did the win change your opinion of Dak Prescott?
It did not. Because my opinion of Dak Prescott isn't as bad as everybody wants to make it out to be now.
Really? We're not listening to you?
It's not.
Where do we get that from?
Look,
I wonder.
It's not Bucky's MVP thoughts, and it's not your necessarily top 5 thoughts, but I've always said Dak Prescott is a top 10 quarterback. I just want to see more. But very quickly, fellas, I love doing the show with y'all.
You do?
I do.
That means you don't like something if you always saw
I got a question, Sal. I got a question, Bucky. Who gets more credit for a hit performance, a hit song rather, the singer or the songwriter? Who y'all at home think?
You already know that, the singer. Whoever, the one with the face, the face.
Okay, I just think without a songwriter, then there isn't necessarily a song. So, in my opinion, did my opinion of Dak Prescott change? No.
Oh, really?
Did my opinion of Kellen Moore changed?
You
Then national.
ain't think that. You're going again.
Too.
Why are you trying to prop up Kellen Moore so tough?
I
hate Mike McCarthy.
I don't hate Mike McCarthy.
Yes, you do.
And I don't hate Dak Prescott. But here's who I love.
What?
And here's who y'all need to love. Kellen Moore. Because never have I seen players more open in my life than Cowboys offensive coordinator. So I get it. Dak Prescott, he has been balling. But can we also give some credit and maybe more credit to the man to whom it's due, Kellen Moore? Roll the tape. Just roll the tape. I'm tired of talking. I want to show y'all something.
See what
now,
you got.
Noah Brown is in on Dak's first touchdown pass. Why is Noah Brown in? Maybe because he's the biggest receiver on the Cowboys roster. That's not coincidence. All Noah Brown has to do on this play, pick the defender. What's Noah Brown do on this play? Pick the 2 defenders. Why does that matter? Because Kellen Moore schemed up a wide open touchdown pass. Blake Jarwin, top of the screen. That, to me, ladies and gentlemen, Kellen Moore. Let's look at the next touchdown pass, if we shall. Again, the most important thing here to note, Ezekiel Elliott 14 rushes, 117 yards. Why is that important? Because he just came off a 47-yard run, longest run since his rookie year. So if I'm a defensive back who's in man-to-man on Blake Jarwin or Dalton Schultz, where are my eyes? They should be on my man, but they're on Zeke, because Zeke just had his second longest run of his career. And now Kellen Moore schemed up another touchdown. The crowd goes wild. Run the tape. Let's see it again, because Dak had 4 touchdown passes, but I want to look at the third one. It's man-to-man again, bottom of the screen. But what is Kellen Moore going to scheme up here? He's going to have a nice little, look like a quick out. Dak Prescott, throw the pump fake. Now, you're supposed to be guarding your man, but instead, you're looking at the wrong place. Another easy touchdown. My opinion didn't change of Dak Prescott last night. My opinion changed of Kellen Moore. So, America, can we please, as we give our love to Dak, can we also give our love to Kellen Moore? Please?
No, because your love for Kellen Moore and your love for Dak Prescott is incomplete. It's not enough, Acho. You up here showing 3 plays and showing touchdowns. I thought Dak Prescott, Bucky, had 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdowns. So can you get out the way, powder blue you? And let's see a 4th touchdown by my man Dak Prescott. Watch Amari Cooper on this play. Line this up right here. This is something that we can't do. That's why we up here announcing right there. You see the little shoulder fake right there? Oh, I'm looking like Mark Sanchez up here talking that. Dime! You got any money on you? You look broke. Dime right there to Amari Cooper. But it's amazing. He wants to give all the love to the play design, but not to the guy who was out there distributing dimes like that. Dak Prescott needs more love. Microphone yours. You want to say?
I'm just saying this, and I've said this before. I do think that Dak Prescott is a top 10 quarterback. He deserves his praise as a top 10 quarterback.
That was 10 cents right there. Top 10.
My opinion just didn't change at all.
Oh, come on. All right. Get him, Bucky.
Top 10? Okay, so here's what we're going to do, because I feel like y'all had to bring me in studio because you knew the energy was going to be flowing today.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott, I told you, MVP of the league, top 5 quarterback. And what we've seen this year is Dak Prescott is balling out of control. We thought the money would change him. It did. It made him better. And so what we're seeing is Kellen Moore even admitted. Look, I felt like he was talking to me last week at this press conference. He said, you know what this is? He said, people saying it's so difficult how you get everything. He said, it's players, not plays. Just get it to the players. So when you got a player like Dak Prescott, it is easy to let him go point guard.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, Ezekiel Elliott said, hey, I got to holler at you. I got to holler at you.
Why you got to holler at me?
Because you're trying to point dirt on him. He said, hey, I got to holler at that guy Marcellus.
Can I get my rock?
Let me put 100.
Can I get my?
Thank you.
Can I get my rock?
I respect that.
I respect y'all's takes. I truly
I
do.
I just showed you a dime.
Well, go ahead.
You want you to get my take?
Of you. I was tired of you.
Okay, let me say this. First of all,
I'm
I'm gonna need this. Ezekiel Elliott, I don't even apologize to you, dog. You finally did what you're supposed to do with all that damn talent. You got over 100 yards out there balling. Wish Tony Pollard got as many touches as Zeke. We will see what that turned out. I mean, the yards per carry is still too damn close for my liking. Here's the thing. Dak Prescott didn't impress me with anything I saw yesterday. He didn't change my opinion one thing I saw yesterday. Because you can't make me think more of you when I already thought the most of you. And I thought the most of Dak Prescott going into the game. He just went out there for the naysayers, cats like you, who's like, oh, I want to see it against the number 1 defense. He's like, all right. And then once he shows it against the number 1 defense, you know what they do? Well, who has Carolina beat? That's how the game goes. Dak Prescott is used to the goalposts moving every single week.
Give me the rock. Give me the rock. Give me this. I am not a naysayer. I am not. Here's the problem, Bucky. No. Here's what y'all do.
We're here.
You all say that Dak Prescott is the greatest thing ever. So any comment outside of saying Dak Prescott is the greatest thing ever sounds like hate. I think Dak Prescott is the 7th best quarterback in the NFL.
No,
that is not.
He's 7.
No, it's not at all disrespectful. Here's what we know.
What?
Kyler Murray is currently playing better. We also know Aaron Rodgers is better. We also know Matthew Stafford is statistically beating Dak Prescott in every category.
How'd that go yesterday?
For completion percentage. Okay? And on the flip side, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. So Dak Prescott is 7th. When in the world is being 7th best
Bucky,
at something hate?
Well, it's hate when it's not based in facts. It's hate when it's just coming out of your opinion, and then we say, okay, marry that to reality, and you can't. Okay, you want to go stats?
I am betrothed. I can't get on the knee.
You can't even get there.
Married.
What were they teaching y'all in Texas? Boy, you got to get down there, boy. Get down there, boy. All right, here's some stats for you. Since you want facts and stats, here's a full screen for you right now to illustrate exactly. Damn, there's going to be a big full screen. It'll be the fullest screen I ever seen. Can I see my full screen right now of Dak Prescott against the elite? You want to talk about that. Let me get out the way. Which way should I go? Should I go this way? Bam! Uh-oh. Hold on. You said elite. These are points per game, which is most important. Hey, I'm a quarterback. I don't want to hear about my yards per attempt. I want to hear about anything except what do you do when it comes to the scoreboard? Tom Brady, is he elite? Is he great? Patrick Mahomes, what about him? Josh Allen, anybody? Drew Brees. Did we go historical? And then there's Dak Prescott, number one. So now, like I told you, you my boy, dog. I don't want to hear about he's seventh best. Well, right now, this is the only thing that matters. And right here, he's number one.
So points is the only thing.
I didn't say only. Most important. Most important. What's more important? I threw for 500 yards. How many points? None.
I got
Tom Brady, how many touchdowns yesterday?
I got a question. Because Bucky, you've told me that Dak Prescott currently the MVP of the National Football League? Please don't lie.
No. I can say no. I can say that.
But I'm not gonna lie. You're not the one who said it. He's the one who said it. He's the one who said it.
It's him and Kyler Murray. Him and Kyler Murray, dude.
That's facts. That's facts.
Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray. That's it.
Stafford's out
in
now.
What order? Don't give me that order wrong. You said Dak Prescott, Kyler Murray. In what order, sir?
Well, I'm saying that's the most complete offense in football right now.
It is
the most complete offense in football. He is directly.
I'll tell you.
You see how he's not answering the question. He's not answering the question.
Hold on, let me go over here real quick. Keep talking, Buggy.
Yes.
Who's the MVP of the league right now?
Say it, Buggy.
Dak Prescott.
Okay, now I'm back.
It's Dak Prescott. It's Dak Prescott.
See,
I ain't your friend like that.
This is what
I'm married to the
swear
truth.
y'all taking years off my life. Maybe y'all trying to catch me up to you.
What else do we got to show you?
Kyler Murray's team is 4-0. Kyler Murray is beating Dak Prescott in the important statistical categories. So all I'm saying is this. By me saying Dak is not the MVP of the league, now I'm a hater. But it's actually real.
This is so
it's reality.
I love
Dak
this.
Is great.
You know what he just did? He just switched the game on you. He just switched. He just moved the goalposts like they do on Dak. You just do it. Now we having the MVP conversation where all we're talking about is the opinion of Dak Prescott. Is he seventh? My question is he the seventh best quarterback in the league? Or does that statistic I put up points per game
let's have a real conversation.
alter your opinion?
Where do you rank Dak Prescott? Quarterbacks in the league.
Another rank.
He's in the top 5.
Where do you
He's in
rank
the
Dak
top 5
Prescott?
for sure.
Huh?
What do you rank? You heard me. Stop
Coming up.
Me. Where do you rank Dak Prescott?
I'm not ranking Dak Prescott.
No.
I am going to tell
you. Get paid to rank. He gets paid to rank.
He's top 5 for sure. I don't know if
Is he fifth?
Probably. Mark Sanchez, top 5.
Okay, let's see who's playing better than Dak Prescott right now.
Kyler Murray
is it a right now?
Kyler Murray is balling.
And who else?
Aaron Rodgers is playing better than him.
Not better than him.
We got week one. Week one counts.
You would take
week one counts. No, we're not doing that. I know what you're doing. Don't draft.
We're not at the
We're at the draft.
We're not doing that.
Boy, I know all your tricks. Get that out of here.
Right now, based on right here and now, the only guy that we can have that conversation with is Kyler Murray. That's it. Nobody else. Matthew Stafford.
Can you answer this question?
Go ahead. I'll answer whatever. I'm in court. I've already testified. Right hand to the ball.
Did your opinion of Dak Prescott change? And is Dak Prescott elite? 2 questions for you. Just simple.
Okay. Dak Prescott is playing at an elite level. Yes.
Damn, is it that hard for you to say he's elite?
Where's my mic? Dak Prescott is playing at an elite level. Do y'all have me on tape? Okay, we got options.
You can't even say Dak is elite. He's playing at an elite level.
Said he's playing at an elite level. What was your other question, sir?
You forgot already, huh?
I know. I got hits in the head. What's your other question, sir?
Me too. I forget. Now, did your opinion of Dak Prescott change?
Come on.
Come on, bro.
Hey, look, come on.
Let me clarify. Let me clarify.
I'm getting hot.
This isn't even hot takey. Let me clarify. My opinion of Dak didn't change for a couple reasons. We know Dak can put together a hit. But what I'm trying to show y'all is this. Dak Prescott is balling in large part because of Kellen Moore. When Usher came out with Confessions, we knew Usher can sing, but Jermaine Dupri wrote Confessions. When CeeLo Green came out with FU, we knew
I'm not helping you. I'm not helping you. I can help you, but I'm not.
Bruno Mars wrote that joint. You feel me? So I know that Dak Prescott can play. All I'm saying is, can y'all please give some credit to his songwriter?
I gotta take the Tebow knee on this. I gotta take the Tebow knee on that. Oh my God. All I want you to do is stop trying to prop up Dak Prescott for his elite status right now. At first, it was 13-3. Oh, it was rookie year. You took over Romo's team. It was so good. Then we were like, okay, you got the wins, but where's the individual performance? Then that shifted to the individual performance, started to be great, but not the wins. So now we're seeing both of them. They're together.
Yes.
And now you're going to go dig in the weeds and say, it's on Kellen Moore in the play design, when before you never mentioned play design.
Dak Prescott is playing at an elite level. Is that not
elite?
Because elite means body. It means body of work.
Let him in, Nacho.
Does it not mean body? Like, is Kyler Murray elite?
Kyler Murray's elite.
Kyler Murray elite.
Kyler Murray's elite.
I ain't gonna lie, he playing at elite level. Coming up, Baker Mayfield is up for a contract extension. You called me on that one. I can't lie to nobody. But he did not play well on Sunday. We'll tell you if he's actually losing money this season. Hey, boy, that was semantified. I have never done so much elastic language in my life. Speak for yourself. Next. I'm not going up there again. If the Browns beat the Vikings in the defensive battle Sunday, but Baker Mayfield did not have a good game. Baker is up for a contract extension, and after the win, he acknowledged his poor play. Listen to Baker.
I need to pick it up because if I think that piss poor performance is going to cut it, it's not. So I'll get better, but luckily we can lean on those guys and run the ball when we need to.
Buggy is back with us, but Acho, is Baker Mayfield losing money this season?
He's not, fellas. He's not. Let me tell you all the ways to acquire wealth in the NFL. How do I know so? Because I never had to do it. So I wasn't so far in the forest that I couldn't see the trees. I was on the outside looking at all the trees, looking at the animals, looking at the roots. The ways to acquire wealth in the NFL are two options. First and foremost, individually, you go out there and ball. Even if your team don't ball, if you ball, you're going to get paid. Look at guys like Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson, he balled. Team was 4-12. Obviously, he got paid before the season, but he was going to get paid regardless because he's a baller. Second way, Bucky Brooks, to get paid, your team can ball. Look no further than Joe Flacco. He became the highest paid quarterback in NFL history. $120 million over 6 years. That was a lifetime of that contract. Not because he balled. Joe Flacco had 22 touchdowns, 10 interceptions a year he got paid. Joe Flacco had a 59% completion percentage a year he got paid. But the Baltimore Ravens won the Super Bowl. If you all are not too old to remember or too old to forget, they didn't win that Super Bowl in part because of Flacco. Now, he balled during the course of that playoffs. He was in his bag. But Ray Lewis and all the hype and all the drama and the defense standing up, power outage, etc. So nonetheless, you got two ways to get paid in the NFL. You can ball or your team can ball. Baker Mayfield is the furthest thing from balling right now. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But the Cleveland Browns are 3-1, on track to make the playoffs. Haven't made the playoffs in back-to-back years since 88, 89. He ain't losing no money. He's just taking the scenic route to get paid.
Taking the scenic route to get paid. Look like he got lost. Doesn't know where he's going. He's losing money this season. Let's take you to your bank statements. And I ain't talking about them, remember YG said I got 6 figures in my B of A. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about those mortgage accounts. I'm talking about that big money. I'm talking about when you have investments. And there are 2 line items on the investment spreadsheet. Unrealized and realized. Unrealized means what's the market doing, what your investments are doing, right? So you're not taking the money out right now. Acho got 20 million sitting there, but the market took a hit today. So it's saying 16 million. And Acho's sitting there like, but thank God it's unrealized, because if it flipped to the other column, then Acho really be in trouble. That's called realized. That means I need that money, so I got to take that hit down to 16. It is what it is. Baker Mayfield, in an unrealized sense, is losing money. You know why? Because he ain't balling. But in a realized sense, we'll see what that happens and what happens and what that's going to look like. But that's not today. That's going to happen later. And he's still going to get paid, to Acho's point. Let me tell you how you get paid in this league, Acho. And I was in the forest. I was one of them trees. I stood tall for it too. We call it the 3 Ps. To get paid, you got to do 2 other things. Have potential or show production. So who gets paid? The ballers. And who else get paid? Somebody who you're projecting to be a baller. Is Baker Mayfield producing right now? Is Baker Mayfield showing you that he will produce going forward? Y'all listen to this because I keep hearing on Twitter, like you said, people think you're a Cowboy hater right now. People think I'm a Baker hater. I'm not a Baker hater, y'all. I'm Mr. No One Shoots It Straighter. Let's shoot it straight right now. Baker! Oh, my God. 45% completion percentage, 155 passing yards, 59 passer rating, 4.7 yards per attempt. Season worst in all 4 categories. Do you want to do that in a contract year? And if you do that in a contract year, do you think you're going to realize the gains that come from a contract and balling? No, no, no. Baker Mayfield's losing money this season. He better hope he gets it back. If not, he's going to realize he's upset.
Oh, he's lost a ton of money because, see, Baker Mayfield will be compared to those who he's around. Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson. And the biggest issue with Baker Mayfield is when you look at Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson on their own individual accord, we both can sit here and say, oh, they're ballers. They're absolute ballers. They can put the team on their back. And we have plenty of examples of them doing that. With Baker Mayfield, we don't have that. We've seen the team all of a sudden emerge as a Super Bowl contender, but we haven't seen him play at a Super Bowl quarterback level. And so we've talked about this on the show. Quarterbacks come in 2 categories. They're trucks or they're trailers.
Yes, sir.
They're either carrying the team, like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, which is why they are in the $40 million club. Jackson will soon be in the $40 million.
At least.
But trailers, I don't know if we can pay them $40 million.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can pay them if everybody else. If Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb are going for 200 rushing yards and they're looking over at Baker Mayfield and he's cashing bigger checks, that becomes an issue. I don't know if you can pay Baker what market value would suggest because he's not a baller to the same degree as those other guys that are trucks.
I respect it. Here's what I know. Growing up in Texas, your boy hung out and in and rode in several trucks. F-150s.
The 150s.
You know what I'm saying?
What about them
With the
600s?
tire lifts.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like
600s.
from Texas, your boy would go to ranches and whatnot and was always in trucks. So I feel you, Bucky Brooks. But I left Texas. And I moved to Hollywood. When I got to Hollywood, I did a couple commercials. I've been in a couple trailers. And trailers nice, too. You feel me? Just because you a truck and you get paid don't mean that you a trailer, you can't get paid. Because some of the trailers I've been in are just as valuable as some of the trucks that I've been in. Now, the trailers might need to get pulled when it's all said and done. I was sitting in a trailer one time prepping for a commercial. They were like, hey, we're going to take you in the car. We'll meet you at your next location because the trailer wasn't going to drive there. It was going to get pulled there. But when I got to that next location, got in my trailer, sat down nice, because my trailer had value. So I'm not disagreeing with y'all that Baker Mayfield is currently a trailer. He is not pulling the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
He is being pulled by the Cleveland Browns, but he is being pulled to a 3-1 record. And if the Browns make the playoffs again, after going 11-5 last year, making the playoffs for the first time since 2002, winning 11 games for the first time since 2007, if they do that again, Bucky, if they do that again, Sal, I don't care if you are a tractor. I don't care if you are a trailer. I don't care what you are. You still getting paid.
The problem is, though, when you're pulling one of those trailers and the back wheel is flat, it's harder to move along.
That's facts. That is true.
And so right now what we're doing is we're around the trailer and we hear the psst. So we're trying to find where the leak is coming from.
Oh, man.
And so they're looking around the office and they're like, Odell, is that you? Kareem Hunt, is that you? Nick Chubb, is that you? They're like, where is that leak coming from? And then they look up and Baker Mayfield's jersey is all flat and smushed. And so they're like, oh, we need to patch the tire or we're going to have to get a spare. And so Baker Mayfield is in jeopardy of them looking and saying, okay, everything is nice. The only thing we need to go to the next level is we need another quarterback because he's holding the trailer back. And maybe, just maybe, we don't settle for a trailer that has a couple bumps in it. Maybe we go out and get someone that can be a truck that can carry the rest of the guys.
Man, I've been there before. I had an 85 Monte Carlo, and it wasn't 1985 when I first got it. I was in college, right? In like mid-90s, I had an 85 Monte Carlo rolling dirty. And I used to always have to go to Pep Boys to get that run flat spray. Because I had that slow leak, but I had that 400 for the tire. So every other day, I'm hitting it. And that's Baker Mayfield. Great point right there. They're winning in spite of Baker Mayfield. Y'all still call me a Baker hater, huh? I just call it no one shoots it straighter. Baker Mayfield's on a team that has the best rushing offense in the league and the second best defense in the league. And you know what's crazy about them? They look at Baker Mayfield and said, we need less of you because that's going to mean more for us. Y'all don't believe me? Baker Mayfield had a season high in passing yards of 321. And that was the only loss this season. So, Baker, when y'all won your 3 games, it came with you throwing for less than 250 passing yards. Interesting. Y'all got to look at Baker Mayfield for real and put him in his vacuum. Last 4 games of last season and the first 4 games this season. 5-3 record. 7 touchdowns, 5 giveaways. 90 passing rating. Acho, you know league average is 95.6, right? We talking about losing money. You don't get money when you're below league average. You don't get money in those situations. So you know what Baker Mayfield is? He's the dude that was handed a pen and a blank check. And instead of just writing down with his performance, this is how much it costs, homeboy, he said, no, Mr. Owner, how much you want to pay me? Because you know what? I'm just happy to be here to ride this number 2 defense, to ride this number 1 offense in rushing. And that's the problem with Baker.
I hear your point, but let me provide a counter.
Amazing.
Because the counter is, are we going to be mad at Baker Mayfield for playing a role that regardless he's slotted to play? Now, could he play his role better?
Who slots you there? Your talent does.
No.
Oh,
okay, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm about to say, we are not doing that show.
I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you that. But here's what I'm going to say.
What?
When Michelle joined the new Destiny's Child, when it was Beyonce, when it was Kelly, when it was Michelle.
Those the homies. I'm not.
Of course not. Michelle, that's my dog. I don't know the other two. I don't know the other two, but I know Michelle. That's my dog.
Let's go.
She knew when it's spoken of, she had a role to play. Didn't nobody ask you to lead. Didn't nobody ask you to stand in the middle. Didn't nobody ask you to do all that. You had a role to play. Now, we would all be able to admit, as I'm sure she would as well, Beyonce's talent says everybody else will fall behind. Yeah. But once Beyonce has made herself Beyonce, everybody else fall in line. It's Myles Garrett's team. It's Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt's team.
We want less of a quarterback because we got a ball in the end?
No. We don't want
that part.
We don't want less of.
What?
But the fact of the matter is, Baker has a role to play. He can play his role better. But let's not sit here and act like Baker Mayfield is ever going to pass for 45 passing touchdowns. That's not the role he's supposed to play.
Because they know who he is.
Okay, so,
Michelle, you're not singing that song.
I'm trying to get this straight. So Baker Mayfield was a number 1 overall pick. So if we are doing one of those shows, American Idol or The Voice, we've basically picked Baker.
Can you pick
Mayfield.
one at Fox next time?
Can you give me one? Can you give me one?
America's Got Talent or something?
Trying to get us fired.
So
come to the studio one day and everything go.
So Baker Mayfield has been anointed to be the one because he is number 1. And you're going to tell me that, no. Baker, you're number 1, but it's not your team. It's Nick Chubb. The guy that we drafted after you.
And Kareem Hunt.
And Kareem Hunt, who we picked off the street. We want him to be the guy.
Him. Mm-hmm.
That doesn't make any sense. In a quarterback-driven league, we don't want the quarterback to drive. That's what we're saying. We don't want the quarterback to drive.
Bucky is next to you for a reason. I hope this rubs off on him because ask Odell yesterday. Did y'all see that touchdown that he missed to Odell? Ask Odell how he feel about Eli Manning in the grave and the ashes of Eli Manning that last year. Acho, I know you said you came to Hollywood, but based on that take and some of your homies I know, they said you became Hollywood. Coming up, everything is going the Cowboys' way right now. I'll tell you what they proved in their win over the Panthers, and that's next. Don't speak for yourself.
Hey, get these uncles off set. They bullies.
These uncles.
It used to be on.
The Cowboys won their 3rd straight game Sunday after taking care of business against the, no longer undefeated Panthers. Dak Prescott threw 4 touchdown passes, and Zeke Elliott had his first 100-yard rushing game this season. After the win, Dak said, quote, "We think we can beat you with the run. We can beat you with the pass. Whatever you're going to give us." So, Sal, what did the Cowboys prove in their win over the Panthers?
And they could do it all. He said the run, the pass. How about defense as well? Dallas Cowboys are fully loaded. And it reminds me of a situation that we just celebrated in Tampa Bay when we talk about the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. If you dive one layer deeper than mainstream media, you understand the relationship that Bill Belichick had with Tom Brady, Bob Kraft, and then you also understand the options available for Tom Brady in free agency. Why did he become a Tampa Bay Buccaneer? A lot of people were questioning that move. Everyone jumped to the same thing. Oh, no state tax, it's warmer down there, et cetera, et cetera. Tom Brady looked at the roster. And when he looked at that roster, he said, excuse me, are there not 1, but 2 1,000-yard wide receivers. Is there a running back room that has talent? Is there a defense that right now is playing at a top 10 level? Oh, all they need to do is protect the football, and maybe me at quarterback as a winner, as the GOAT, would make a difference. And he became a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. Look at the Dallas Cowboys, and look at it the same way that Tom Brady had to look at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, look at this roster. Man, last year, Dak was hurt, so we didn't have our quarterback, Andy Dalton, out there. We got guys out there in and out in carousel. Damn, do they have a talented running back room? Mm-hmm. They even have a better offensive line on paper than what Tampa Bay did. Do they have a defense? Except if you look at the last 8 games of last year, you started to see them trend in this same direction in terms of being a top defense. Now, you fast forward and you start to see the talent. Obviously, one of the best wide receiver groups, if not the best in the league. All they needed was their quarterback back. And Dak Prescott is in the building. Cowboys proved to me that they could do it multiple ways and could slice you offensively and defensively. No way you can attack the Dallas Cowboys and they don't have an answer.
I think all the Cowboys really proved is that they're one of the best teams in the NFC. We were wondering that. They lost to the Buccaneers. They beat the Chargers. They beat the Eagles, but we know the Eagles are bad. Now you come out here and you beat the Panthers. Well, the Panthers were, by record, one of the best teams in the NFC. I think the Cowboys just proved that they are one of the best teams in the NFC. But it's not even about yesterday's win for me. I've said this, and I will say it again. The Panthers were 3-0, but if y'all watch ball, if you know ball, if you care about ball, anything with football, you understand that is a 3-0 football team that beat a rookie quarterback in his first start ever week 1, a rookie quarterback in his first start ever week 3, and Jameis Winston in his second start in 20 months week 2. That's a 3-0 Panthers team that had some very suspect wins. I came on Friday's show. I said the Panthers were pretenders. So if you beat a pretender, that doesn't make you a contender. It just solidifies the fact that they are pretenders. But what did the Cowboys prove? The only real thing to take away, they're a top team in the NFC, and they got a lockdown corner in Diggs. They've been searching for a shutdown corner since Terrence Newman. I don't know if you played with Terrence Newman.
I played with T. Newman.
Yes, the Cowboys drafted Terrence Newman, not tripping, maybe number 5 overall. I was still in high school or something at the time. Went to 2 Pro Bowls. Cowboys haven't had a cornerback that's gone to 2 Pro Bowls on their roster since Terrence Newman. So Diggs has proven that he is a shutdown corner. Cowboys have proven they're a top team in the NFC. But again, let's talk relativity. We've talked Columbia, so I can talk intelligently. What happened on Sunday? What happened on Sunday is that the Bucs, in our minds, got a little bit worse because they didn't really look all that dominant against what's a bad Patriots team, given all things. The Rams, in our minds, they got a lot a bit worse because not only did they lose to the Cardinals team, they got embarrassed by the Cardinals. The Cardinals got a little bit better, but it wasn't anything super convincing in our heads. The Giants, that didn't matter to us. The Eagles, well, they got significantly worse. That didn't mean much to us. So as I look at it, it's not that the Cowboys got that much better in our minds on Sunday, but their competition got worse. And that makes the appearance that the Cowboys got significantly better. The Cowboys didn't prove to me as much as everybody else proved something around the league as well, which benefits the Cowboys.
Oh, my. Congratulations, Dallas Cowboys. They've exceeded your expectations so much, so fast, that you already have reset them, and now they're not living up to those same expectations.
What expectations? They're going to beat the East.
Coming into the season, you didn't expect the Dallas Cowboys to look this good. I know you.
No, of course. No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Did you?
Of course. You know me. I'm up here doing this. I don't have any Cowboy hate coming back at me. One, I don't mess with the Cowboys after what I did to them on the field, so I'm not going to ever talk slander about this team. No, but seriously, I knew this team was going to be good. What did I say before the season? I remember the line. I'll tell it to you. It's going to add up, dog. It finally got to add up. They just got too much talent. If we're drafting continuously good players, and it's not hitting, and everyone's saying you're underachieving, sooner or later it will turn into achievement. They got in position. Think about what they already had on their roster. Let's just go linebacker. Cal Van Der Esch, when healthy, beast.
Leighton Van Der Esch.
Leighton Van Der Esch,
Yes,
beast. You talk about Jalen Smith, nice. we got Micah Parsons. Wait a minute. Now, you got it to the point where we don't even have them all in the same rotation. Oh, down because of injury, you could play a different position. But the point is, they have an abundance of riches. And that's what happened. And it's finally culminating. You can't go up here now and say because they played a lesser opponent that the win means less. When that same opponent had the number one defense. Number one defense. You can say what you want. Yards per carry, yards per attempt yesterday. Yards per play yesterday for the Dallas Cowboys. Season high against the number one defense. That has to move the needle for you somehow.
Here's the problem, Sel. You have covered a variety of sports over the course of your sports life.
Yes.
And I am currently covering a variety of sports.
Yeah.
I cover college football. I cover NFL football. I cover them both.
Yeah.
So on Saturdays, you might see a team like Clemson a couple weeks ago, a top-ranked team, sitting top 5 in the nation. And all of a sudden, is Clemson about to lose to an unranked ACC school? And all of a sudden, we're like, oh, my God, Clemson lost to an unranked ACC school. Then a couple weeks go by and you realize, oh, wait, Clemson's not that good. Alert, America. Clemson's out of the top 25 for the first time since 2014. So all of a sudden you realize, oh, that win didn't matter as much. Let me not read so soon into that preseason ranking. The Carolina Panthers, their top 1 defense doesn't mean all that much because of who they have played. Just like Clemson losing to an unranked ACC opponent, it doesn't mean all that much anymore because now we realize they not that good. What does mean a lot is this. They have put it together. I'm not going to overly praise you, and I'm not going to slander me. And the reason I'm not going to do so is because, if you go to the casino and you play roulette got 38 numbers. Well, you go 0 to 36, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 37 numbers. To 0, 00, so that's what it is. 38 total. If you keep betting on 13, yes, it's going to hit. But when it hits, it didn't hit because of a calculation. It hit because of chance. And what I feel like what happened in the preseason, if you came out and said the Cowboys were going to be dominant this year, you hit because of chance, not a calculation. Why? Let's not act like the Cowboys didn't draft Tyron Smith in the first round, who's a Hall of Famer. Let's not act like the Cowboys didn't draft Zach Martin in the first round, who's likely a Hall of Famer. Let's not act like the Cowboys didn't draft Travis Frederick in the first round. Let's not act like the Cowboys didn't draft Des Bryant.
So you say they didn't believe that all the time?
They've always aggregated a boatload of talent, and it didn't hit. So why would I now assume, and they had Tony Romo, so it's not like they didn't have a quarterback. Why would I now blindly guess that this aggregation of talent will be the difference?
Because Dak Prescott came back and he was at a historical pace before injury. You knew that him coming back was going to be a difference maker. You also knew a new defensive coordinator, Dan Quinn, was going to be a difference maker.
But they've had new defensive coordinators.
But they didn't have Dan Quinn. You can't keep this is the thing I think you do. And most Cowboy fans sound like this to me. They're post-traumatic stress. They get tired and fatigued of betting on themselves, and that's what happens. You stop betting on yourself, and then all of a sudden things don't work out for you. But you know what? You still got to place that bet. And this is the year that they should place that bet because now they have the results. Sometimes you make the argument of outcome, and sometimes you make the argument of performance. Earlier this show, you told me, hey, Tom Brady won the game. But I was like, he played horribly. But you're like, that's the outcome. Okay, I go with that, Acho. I'm not going to argue with you. You know us. We talk. We discuss. We don't debate. So now let's fast forward to this. You like the outcome of the Cowboys right now? I do. And now I'm trying to go further than that and say I even like the performance. Was CeeDee Lamb playing yesterday? Yeah, 13 yards. But CeeDee Lamb, dog, they got more juice to squeeze. They ain't even use up everything that they got in terms of talent and potential. This team has an abundance of riches. So when we talk about outcome, 3-1, and the only loss is to the Super Bowl champions in week 1, and then we talk about performance, you go against the number 1 defense and slay them, have one of those homecoming games against them. Man, you got to put some respect on this team. Keep placing that bet, homie. Coming up, Justin Fields won his first NFL game on Sunday. Yeah. We'll tell you if the Bears starting job should be his to keep. That's next on Speak For Yourself. Cowboys love. Come on, Bucky. Justin Fields bounced back from his rough start debut last week with his first career win on Sunday. See you, baby. Fields threw for over 200 yards with a pick. Said adversity makes him a whole different person. His head coach, Matt Nagy, did not name him the starter moving forward, but he did have praise for the rookie. Give him some love, Nagy.
I can't state enough with Justin bouncing back from last week. What a great job for him to be able to respond to what happened, to learn, to get better, That's what this game's all about, right? You're a rookie quarterback in a tough environment, your first start. You come back at home and you bounce back, and he did that. He made great plays. He made great throws, great decision-making.
Bucky is back with us, but Acho, is the Bears starting job Justin Fields to keep?
It absolutely should be. Bucky, I said this prior on the show. Justin Fields will get exponentially better. Any other Bears quarterback is only going to get incrementally better, whether it's my homeboy Nick Foles or whether it's Andy Dalton. And if you are a Bears fan, what you saw was exponential growth from week 3, Justin Fields' first start, to week 4, Justin Fields' second start. We can look at it, but I will talk through it. Week 3, 30% completion percentage. By week 4, that's jumped up to 64%. That's exponential. Week 3, he threw for 68 passing yards. Week 4, 209. That's exponential. Week 3, 3.4 passing yards an attempt. By week 4, 12.3. Again, exponential. And lastly, y'all see the passer rating from 41 to 82. That is exponential growth. If the Bears want to find a way to maximize success, they got to look for exponential growth, not incremental growth. And as long as this Bears defense is as stout as they are, 3 turnovers they forced and received against the Lions within the 10-yard line, then you might as well play Justin Fields.
No, I'm sorry. I can't keep Justin Fields as my starting quarterback. And I know he's the most talented on this roster. But it's out of love that I'm going to protect him from himself. It's out of love that I'm going to save him from himself and save him from the hits and the L's he's going to take as a starting quarterback. And there's 2 ways to look at this. But Acho, I love you so much, I'm not going to respect your opinion right now. Not just because you're super single, because you ain't no damn daddy. I'm a daddy up here. And the ultimate love, I mean, this is real talk, but it's going to come out as some jokes. The ultimate love in this world is not your spouse. It's not even your mother, your father. It's when you have something of your own. And if you look at this situation, this is how you got to love Justin Fields. My daughter, my son, all my kids' favorite story about me is when I got pushed out of the swing. I was like 8 years old by some gangsters. Got 9 stitches right here. And I only bring it up to them because a lot of times they run around reckless. They just think they're indestructible. They can run into the couch, back, couch, oh, you lost couch. And then they run into the hard part of that couch and back. I'm like, I got to protect them from themselves because you don't want what daddy has right here. What's that, daddy? Oh, daddy was doing a little too much and somebody caught me slipping and this is what happens. And it's for life. This is what happened when I was 8 years old. Some quarterbacks get scarred for life. And we never know what that looks like. We never know what their ceiling could have been because we either saw that guy go out there too soon or we saw that guy protected in that same situation and ball out. Here's a couple of names and tell me if this was smart for them not to go out there in the first year. Aaron Rodgers, was that good for him? Tom Brady? I could keep going, but the point is the point. Like, protect him from himself or else you never know. He'd be going throughout his whole career. One of these, boy.
So, look, in life, you only get better by doing. Like, there's nothing that you get better by sitting on the sideline, not engaging in the process. You only get better in doing. Like, we all are on TV. The first time we went on TV, we might not have been great. But the more that you do it, the better that you get if you have a level of skill and talent and all that other stuff. So for Justin Fields, the first time he went out, the red light made him freeze. It was a little too much for him. The second time he went out, he was able to find a stage manager, point to the camera. He was like, oh, okay, I got this. The more he does and the more that he has training, the better he will be. For the Bears, I don't even understand why this would even be a consideration not to put Justin Fields on the field. He was taken in the first round. You move up to get him as your franchise quarterback. Man, you got to let him run the show. What else are you doing? Because what is the future with Andy Dalton? What is the future with Nick Foles? You have no future. Oh, MC Breed, ain't no future in your
Ain't no future in your front. Never was, cuz.
He's going to let Justin Fields run with it because, as Acho talked about, he already got exponentially better from 1 week. Damn. Let's continue the process of letting him get better.
You call that exponentially better, huh?
It was.
1 week to the other, huh?
Mathematically, it was exponentially
not in totality.
better.
Let me push back on this, Acho. I know it's your turn, but it's my turn too because it's our show. Exponentially better, huh? 31st in passer rating. Look, I ain't going to do this, but I'm going to do this because this is what they doing upstairs. Last in completion percentage, last in yards per game, last in passing touchdowns. Exponentially better. You got so much better that you last. Okay, that's called protected from himself. That's called, look, baby, I love you. Calm down right now. We're going to get to it. Bucky, you said something that sounded so amazing on the surface, but it ain't real, and you know this. You said you get better at something if you do it more, right? Here's the caveat. If you're allowed to do it as long as you need to become who you could be. Vince Young, let's go here. Rookie of the year. You can't do it any better from hello. And wasn't allowed to take all the lumps necessary. Started a little regression, et cetera, ups and downs. Still finished with a winning record. I'm not even going to use Vince Young. I just want to throw that out there. Let's use every other typical quarterback that starts off. Rocky. And then what happens? Mitch Trubisky, the same organization. 2 out of the last 3 years, you're in the playoffs. Not good enough. Justin Fields, we moved up. We got you. Not good enough. So, yeah, he'll get better, but will he be good enough? That's the conversation I want to have.
I think the only knock, I'm going to talk to you all first, and then I'm going to talk to y'all.
Okay.
The only knock on not playing Justin Fields would be that he might have too many scars, right? Like, you don't want to do you don't want to do anything early on in a quarterback's career that will really affect him for the duration of the career. You don't want to do it. Correct. That's facts. That's big facts.
Mm-hmm.
But now let me talk to y'all.
Let's go.
Because not all scars are to your detriment. Some are just woven into your story, and you use those scars that you have in life to propel you forward.
Nacho.
So when I look at these scars, it's not to his detriment. When I look at these scars that he might take on, you use that to propel forward. Peyton Manning's rookie year, that's a scar now. 28 interceptions, that's a bad scar.
That's a bad scar.
But now every time he looks at those 28 interceptions, he remembers, oh, let me not do this again. Because for me, some scars teach you something. Use those scars as learning tools so you don't make that same mistake. I think Justin Fields will use any scars he attains this year as a learning tool because there's a difference between a scar and something that's deathly. So you got that little scar up here, but you just learned from that.
Hold on. Little scar? I can't see. I had 9 stitches in my brain.
Exactly.
I passed out for 3 days.
But here's the thing. You said it's the best story that your children love.
Yeah, because they kids. They dumb.
But what do you use, though?
They don't know it.
But you done use that scar to teach them.
That's real.
So
Justin Fields going to use this as a quarterback coach to the next quarterback?
I think he'll use it to teach himself.
I hope so. That was a good point. Great point.
It's a great point. Now, look, my dad loves when I quote him on the show, so I'm going to quote him again. I'm going to give you a Blakeism. Blake Brooks,
Number 2, Blakeism.
Blake Brooks has a saying where he says, you can't be made of steel until you try by fire. You can't be made of steel until you try by fire. So Justin Fields had to go through the fire of getting dealt with by the Cleveland Browns so he could be stronger and firmer and better when he played the Lions. So when we talk about you only get better by doing, you got to have real experiences to become great at whatever is your craft that you choose to follow. So Justin Fields had to go through those things, and he has to continue to go through those. Because remember, in life, they're not losses, just lessons. And so if you learn from those, you become better. So that's it. I'm done. I'm not going to...
Just so you know, you said it on the show, so it's the show's now.
It's the show. Oh, yeah. It's Wileyisms or speak for yourself-isms.
But it ain't a Blakeism from here on out.
Hell no.
Said it on the show.
We don't know your daddy. Nobody know your daddy.
You can't be made of steel till you try by fire. It ain't a loss, it's a lesson. Thank you, Bucky Brooks. You can go ahead, because it's ours now.
It's ours now. Coming up, this dude over here testifying. I thought Sunday was yesterday. Damn. Cardinals just keep on winning. Bucky's still in church. We'll tell you if we're impressed with them or disappointed in the Rams. Next, don't speak for yourself. I'm just going to ball up my last take.
There's only one 4-0 team in the NFL, and it's the Cardinals. Now, Kyler Murray had 2 touchdown passes, and Arizona had over 450 yards on offense for the big road win. The Rams lost their first game of the year and have now given up over 60 points in the last 2 games. So, Sel, you impressed with the Cardinals or disappointed in the Rams after yesterday?
I could say both, and that would be a boring show, so I'm going to say I'm more impressed with the Cardinals. You ever see somebody get into a fight? I wasn't a fighter. I had 3 fights. I was 2-1, right? I did lose 1 fight. Brian Brimbo broke my nose. I told you that story before. CTE kicking in. So I lost 1 fight. Other 2 fights I won. Not handily, just won the fight. You ever see somebody else fight, though, and you see them fight to the point where you say, I don't want you ever to show up here again. Give me your soul along with that punch. I saw that yesterday. Those soul-snatching moments where you were like, damn, Arizona beating the brakes off of these Los Angeles Rams. And that was impressive. I knew that this was going to be a good game. I knew this was going to be a tightly contested game. And then I was surprised, impressed that Arizona said, nah, it's not even that close, y'all. Even though Arizona has struggled of late against this franchise, they made no mistake in making sure you knew who's the better team yesterday. I look at Arizona now. They got a quarterback that's in top 5 in all statistical categories and an MVP favorite, as we mentioned earlier in the show. But I also see a Rams team that is searching for their identity. Okay, you can't run the ball in part. Darrell Henderson and the injury, Sonny Michel in and out. We get it. But, man, last year you had the number 1 defense. Where your defense ranked right now? 27. 1 to 27? And you still got your beast. You still got your players. You just lost your defensive coordinator. That's an issue right now when you talk about this. Sean McVay needs to go out there and realize that his team can't run the football. His team can't stop other teams right now. Now what you going to do? Put more on Matthew Stafford, who is still trying to learn this offense. I don't care how he hit the ground running. He still has to get experience and chemistry with these guys to take it to the next level. Till then, I'm impressed with these Cardinals because they are already ready for these moments. Didn't look like the Rams were yesterday.
I'll give you that one, big dog. Impressed with the Cardinals. Now, you could say both. I'm definitely disappointed in the Rams, but I'm going with impressed with the Cardinals because for the first time since 2019, the Rams allowed over 37 points. The Cardinals went out there against a top-tier defense, both this year and a defense that was top-tier last year, and put up major points. Did it in Los Angeles. Further than that, the Cardinals and Kyler Murray balling, showing it's not a fluke. Do it against the Jaguars. Do it against the Vikings even. Okay. Do it first game of the season. Maybe the Titans aren't that good. But when you come out here and you do it against the Los Angeles Rams team, a team we know is good and has been good since McVay has taken over as coach, that to me says something. Beyond that, I don't just like the what. I like the hows. I like the whys. What? The Cardinals are good. Great. Why are they good? How are they good? Cardinals are the 5th team in NFL history to start a season with 30-plus points and 400-plus yards of offense in their first 4 games.
Beast.
So we know the Cardinals are good. Congratulations. But it's also a matter of what's the deeper story. Remember, we talked about the Panthers. They were undefeated going into the Cowboys game. But the deeper story was they hadn't beat anybody.
Okay.
Yes, you're 3-0, but you ain't beat nobody. The Cardinals are 4-0, but now I'm looking like, okay, you beat a Titans team that we know is going to be good, at least good adjacent. Y'all know me in that word. But then you beat a Rams team that we know is good. Vikings, they might make the playoffs as a wild card, probably won't. Jaguars, we know they ain't no good. They got a lot of on and off the field issues going on right now. But you beat a Rams team that you know is good. Go ahead, Marcellus. Go ahead, sir.
Oh, man, later in the show, what do we think? Like, people stop watching the show? People watch more the later it gets. That was a good one. Let's talk about this team right here. Boy, these Cardinals, they looked at the Rams and said, shut up. Lowest scoring total of the year, 20 points. They looked at the Rams and said, shut up. And went out there and put up the stats you talk about. Like, these are historical numbers that they're doing right now. Only them and Buffalo have a top 10 offense and top 10 defense. And you see how Buffalo's out there clowning these teams right now? Oh, my God. Here's the problem. I tried to tell you. Did you guys watch the commercial maybe three blocks ago? Kyler Murray, I'm going to tell you guys, I used to be fast, but I was a strider. And then I had on my track team, it's so good to know sports like to our level. I had guys on my team that had shorter strides, and they were quicker. And I was like, but my time is better. But he's quicker. So I started to realize, wait a minute, I got to apply myself to sport. Yeah, in track, I'm great. Then I get on the football field, hello, my next step. Kyler Murray is doing ming, 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 and then still darting from the pocket. Offense is set. They hold the Rams to their lowest scoring total. Defense is set. You look all around, where are the holes? Where can you pick an issue with this team? So far, I don't see anywhere. Coming up, Seahawks are back in the win column. Still laughing at that joke. But we'll tell you if their superstar Russell Wilson is actually underappreciated. Next on Speak for Yourself. Man, dang. I lost all for reals. Russell Wilson avoided the first 3-game losing streak of his career. Phew. While leading his Seahawks to a win on the road against the 49ers. Wilson had 3 total touchdowns, became the fastest quarterback to reach 100 wins by the number of seasons played. I see you, bro. Acho, Russell Wilson underappreciated?
Absolutely, Sal. And I take issue with you.
First of all, I knew this moment was coming as soon as they won that game. Let's go.
I take issue with you because you told me Russell Wilson's not a Hall of Famer, I believe, just 2 weeks ago.
You believe? Hold on. You don't went from I did to you believe. Wait a minute. I have never said that.
I believe it was 2 weeks ago.
He's a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer.
First
Keep
ballot.
going. Yeah, Russell Wilson. So far, so
Thank
good.
you. The reason Russell Wilson's underappreciated is because, for whatever reason, he's never been a top 2 quarterback while he's been playing. And if you're not top 2 at a position, we always question, like, are you that great? It's the same. It's the debate we've had kind of with Frank Gore. Frank Gore, is he going to get into the Hall of Fame? We've all debated. Well, he's second all time in the rushing list, but he was never the best running back while he was playing. So how good was he really? Russell Wilson playing in the air with Peyton Manning, Tom Brady. Then out of nowhere, Patrick Mahomes shows up. Then Lamar Jackson shows up. Now Justin Herbert looks like he's about to be a dude. Aaron Rodgers been around. Drew Brees was around. It was a tough era to crack the code. But Russell Wilson still finding ways to make history. When you look at all-time passer ratings, you have Patrick Mahomes, you have Deshaun Watson, you have Aaron Rodgers, then you have Russell Wilson. But the most important thing to me is Russell Wilson, the fastest quarterback to 100 career wins, talking by seasons being in the league. And everyone on that list of the 10 is getting into the Hall.
Balling out of control.
Except maybe Matt Ryan, and he's still probably getting into the Hall. So Russell Wilson is underappreciated until he is collectively appreciated.
He is collectively appreciated, but he's not underappreciated. I dare you come up here and start off your take with a premise that wasn't even true. Fallacy. I didn't say he wasn't a Hall of Famer. I said some other things, but I'm glad you don't remember. Here's the thing. Man, look. How do we even have a question? Russell Wilson underappreciated. What's the love language of sports?
Money.
Was he ever the highest paid in the...
Yes, sir, he was.
You say he wasn't top 2 or something? He was top 2 in the most important thing, I tell you that. He got that dope, but now he underappreciated. Russell Wilson, if you don't want to call him top 2 ever in the era, you could say top 3 for sure. You could insert him right there. He goes out there and beats a team that has a quarterback controversy right now. The San Francisco 49ers, who may be hyped up, who may be good. We don't know just yet. But now you should be proud of beating the quarterback controversial team. Like, that's not going to make me appreciate you. You know what's going to make me appreciate you, Russell Wilson? Going out there and leading this franchise like your talent suggests it could. Last 9 playoff appearances for Russell Wilson. What's his record? 3-6. Last time we saw Russell Wilson in the playoffs, what was his quarterback rating? 40. Like, he threw for 140 yards? Like, he looked horrible in the playoffs. He's appreciated. He's properly appreciated. He just not the best. He does some things the best. He throws the best deep ball in the world. Now I know how you feel about Dak Prescott is how I feel about Russell Wilson. Because I'm saying, damn, he good. And then everybody's like, well, you must be hating because you're not saying he the best. And I'm like, well, I'm not going to say that. Hate me then. Russell Wilson is a good to great quarterback. We know that. But in terms of team success, when they put the team on his back, admit it, a little underachievement in terms of overall results.
I would say there's only 2 other quarterbacks who do more when the team is put on their back. You could argue currently 3. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, Patrick Mahomes. But the team has never had to be put on Patrick Mahomes' back. Patrick Mahomes has always had a full team around him. Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Ty Matthew, Mecole Hardman, the years that the Chiefs were actually dominating during the regular season. Whereas Russell Wilson has always had things put on his back ever since the Legion of Boom broke up.
Wow, he does what he's supposed to do, and now we're going to turn it in. He's underappreciated. I take care of my kids. I ain't never been to jail. Man, Russell Wilson, get out of here. About to curse. Coming up, Aaron Rodgers is being very complimentary of Mike Tomlin. We'll tell you if he's keeping it 100 or just 99. Next, don't speak for yourself. Oh, I'm faithful to my wife.
On this show, y'all know how it goes down. We only keep it 100. But others, they keep it 99. So each day, we're going to get to the bottom of who really telling the truth. Case in point, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, he tried to get a playoff quickly on Sunday. But head coach of the Steelers, Mike Tomlin, called that timeout to stop it. The 2 shared a smile, a laugh, a wink, in fact, after. And Rodgers' compliments only adding to the rumors that he could wind up in Pittsburgh. Take a listen.
A lot of respect for him. I just enjoy the way that he talks about his players. I've had some friends play over there, and the stories are very consistent with the kind of day-to-day coach that he is. I just like his demeanor. I think he fits that Iron City perfectly, and a lot of respect.
So, Sal, is Rodgers keeping it 100 or keeping it 99?
Damn, I was rooting for 100, but he keeping it 99. Aaron, you ain't slick. One, he already know that Jeopardy slot got filled, so he's like, I got to keep my options open out here in these streets. So watch Aaron Rodgers, especially on road games, cuddling up with every coach post-game. Oh, yeah, he's amazing. Just trying to make sure keep this employment coming going forward. He don't know where he's going to land out, Joe. Just like after you and I do our thing. What's next? That's it for us. Fox Bet Live is next. That's right. We ain't going nowhere.